ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य कलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 30, verse number 1. In the previous chapter we read Krishna's playing of the flute to invite the gopis, and then gopis came, and then there was a sanlap. This is also part of anubhava. There are various types: sanlap, vilap, jalpa, prajalpa. So sanlap means dialogue, question, answer. So that's what was there. Krishna spoke, then the gopis replied. And then there was their play, and Then he saw that gopis felt proud and tasam tat saubhagmadam vikshamanam chakeshva prasmaya prasadaya tatraivantar dhiyata. So he decided to bring their pride down and bless them, and therefore he disappeared from there. So now this chapter 30 and chapter 31, they both are description of the gopi viraha, the separation, the feeling of separation which they felt. In this chapter they will be searching for Krishna and they don't find, so then they will all come together and sing Gopi Geet. And then Krishna will appear again. So this chapter will describe their feelings of separation. So this is the second chapter of Rasa Panchadhyaya. Shri Shuka Uvacha. So Sukadeva Goswami was speaking, and when Krishna disappeared, I think he also had a shock. So he closed the chapter there only. He also made the chapter disappear along with Krishna. So he starts a fresh chapter. Antarhite Bhagavati Sahasaiva Vrajanganaha Atapyanstama Chakshanaha Karinyaiva Yuthapam. So suddenly Krishna disappeared, because we read that nobody saw him going away, moving out, nothing like that. He just left, and without any reason, because there was no quarrel. Lovers fight, then one of them may run away, then come back after some time. Right? So this is also part of the Love-līlā. This is called Rāsa-līlā. So there was nothing like that. Everybody was happy, everybody was singing, dancing, upgeyamana, upgeya, utgayam, that's what we read. So, but then suddenly they see that there is no more Krishna there. So this was obviously very heartbreaking to them, because when you have something and then suddenly you lose it, something which is very dear to your heart, then that's very disturbing. So labdhe dhane vinashte. That's like you get a suddenly big amount of money and then after some time you lose everything. So they got Krishna and then suddenly he disappeared. So therefore, not seeing him, achakshana, atapyan, they became very morose. Karinya iva yuthapam. So just like if there is a male elephant and there are many female elephants with him, and then suddenly the male elephant disappears. So that's how they felt. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti does not comment on this. He says, just gives a summary of this chapter. Trinshatu virahonmattaha Krishnam prishtva nagan striyaha tallīlāmanu chakrusta sambujya sachatam jahu. So in 30th chapter, it will be described how gopis became completely mad out of viraha, separation from Sri Krishna. And then they went around asking the trees if they have seen Krishna. And they became very absorbed in Krishna that they started imitating Krishna Lila. Tallīlā manu chakra. And on the other side, Krishna, who was left with one special gopi that was described, or that was in the commentary of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So Krishna enjoyed the company of that gopi, and then he dropped her also. So sacha tam jaho. So that's the subject matter of this sloka. Achakshanaha apashyante. Achakshana means not seeing. Verse number 2. So the verse number 2 describes how they became fully absorbed in Krishna and thus remembering and thinking of his activities, pastimes, his words, his smile, his behavior. So gatya anuraga smita vibhramekshitair manoramalapa vihara vibhramaihi akshapta chitta pramadhara mapate stasta vicheshta jagrihus tadatmikaha. So pramada akshipta chitta pramada. So their chitta, their heart was completely captivated by various activities of Krishna which are described in the first line. Gati means his movement, his walking, his gait. Anuragasmita and his affectionate smile. And vibhramekshitair and his playful glances. And manoramalapa and his very affectionate dialogue, and vihara vibhramai, and then various activities which he performed with them which agitate their mind out of love, causing agitation, vibhramai. So all these things attracted the chitta, means their mind was completely captivated by Krishna's smiles, his looks, his talks, his words, his movements. That's all. They could not think of anything else. So this is also what happens in separation. When union is there, then there may not be that much intense absorption of the mind. But when you are in separation, then mind becomes fully absorbed. Because the object is not available, so mind hankers for that. So therefore absorption is more. When the object of love is available, then you have your external senses engaged, and mind may be here and there, or maybe not that fully absorbed. So akshipta chitta pramada, so they are called here as pramada. Pramada is another word for women, which also signifies who are mad in love. And ramapate stasta vicheshta jagrihu tadatmika. So Ramapati is Krishna, so they imitated the various activities of Krishna, or they thought about them, because they were tadatmika, means they were completely, fully absorbed in him. Their atma, their mind, their chitta was absolutely fixed on Krishna. So Sri Vishnu.
Baba, I have a question, please. In the first line of Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary, he says Vrishtva Nagan Striya. What does it really mean? Vrishtva Nagan.
Prishtva. What you are saying? Prishtva Nagan.
Vrishtva Nagan.
Naga means tree.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay.
So Striya Nagan Prishtva. With ladies, they ask the trees.
Yes. And here Ramapati is used Ramapati mostly generally refers to Narayan. But they are also saying Narayan son of Krishna, that what this address is used?
No, Krishna is also Ramapati. He is everything. He is Dharapati, Ramapati, Lokpati, Satvatampati. So because he disappeared, so that is Ramapati. In separation also some Aishwarya comes in the mind. So that is also the significance. So Sri Vishnu's commentary. Tatastasmin tatastam itastata kunjeshu anvishyanti nam tam apraptavati nam pratikshana vivardhamana virha pidya yakhalu unmadha sanchari prabhut. So thereafter when Krishna disappeared and they did not see him around, so they started searching for him in the various kunjas on the bank of Yamuna. Kunjasu anvishyanti nam. And they did not find him anywhere. Tam apraptavati nam. And because they were not finding, therefore their virha pida, their pain of separation, was continuously increasing. Kept on increasing. So, and there is only certain limit up to which mind can take the pain, right? Body has certain limitation. Physical body, at least we know from our experience. After that you can faint. If your body temperature increases after a certain limit, then you become, what they call it, that you lose sense.
Unconscious.
Not unconscious, you start talking all kinds of things.
Oh.
You're delirious. You become delirious, right? If too much fever, high fever, 103 degrees centigrade, no, Fahrenheit, centigrade, you'll burn. So then what happens? The person brain does not function anymore, and after a certain limit they can die. So that is called unmad, becoming delirious. So here also their tapa also means temperature, but here it means pain. So their pain was increasing out of separation, and therefore this unmad came. Here this unmad is a sanchari bhav. So that's why it says Khalu Unmada Sanchari Prabhut. So this Unmada. So now that means they also are not in normal state of mind. This is not a normal consciousness. So just like when person is delirious, he may start seeing things which are not there. So this also. But here it is different. This is out of prema. And prema manifests, says things in different, manifest outside world in a different way also. So tasya prakatya prakaram varnayati gatya iti dvabhyam. So in two verses Sukadeva Goswami is describing their state of unmad, or this type of love madness, that how person behaves in this state. So Ramapatahe Sasaundarya Sampatti Swamina. So why the word Ramapati is used according to Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti? Rama means Lakshmi, which signifies wealth. So here it refers to the wealth of beauty. So Krishna is most beautiful, and thus he is the master of the wealth. Sarva Saundarya Sampatti Swami, that is the meaning of Ramapati. So Rama is used here in the sense of wealth of beauty. So Krishnasya gatya swabhavikena padavinyasena prathamam svantika gamanam. So first thing they are remembering is the movement, how Krishna walks his gait, the way they saw him coming towards them. So every movement of Krishna is very sweet. Chalanam madhuram. So his walking is also very sweet. And then agatya yani anuraga yuktani smitani cha. And when we, after coming, then how he smiled at them. And smiling is of various types. On the plane, air hostesses also smile, right? That is called plastic smile, because they have to just do it. There is no reason for them to be smiling. So this is anurag yuktani, smitani. This was a smile which was full of love, affection, because Krishna is also controlled by the love of the gopis. So he is absolutely happy to be with them. And Vishishta Brahmo Brahmanam Tarkayam Yatra Tatha Bhutani Ikshitani. And Ikshita Vibhrama, and his affectionate looks, smiling and then looking also, both. Smiling is from the mouth and looking from the eyes, so both combined together. Because this bhava also is understood primarily from the eyes. Although face is the index of the heart, but even on the face, eyes are the one which speaks most about what is in the heart. Especially anger, love, indifference. You can feel that through the eyes. These days in modern psychotherapy they talk about eye gazing exercise. It's one of the therapy. So because even you yourself can understand yourself by eye gazing, because you know your bhava, which you may not understand because you don't see your heart. So here it is described as vibhrama. Vibhrama means how Krishna was moving his eyes. So how he looked at them, and he was not just like completely gazing at them, but his eyes were moving. They were not just fixed. He was not giving stern looks. So therefore it says Tarkayam Yatra Brahmanam, means his eyeballs were moving. So that is Ikshita Vibhrama. So they were all remembering that, and they obviously have noticed all this. Tatascha Manoram Alapa, and after that he had very loving dialogue with them, very beautiful, which was very pleasing to the heart. Manorama. Manorama means which is very attractive to the heart, pleasing to the heart. So he gives one example how he was talking to them. So he said to one gopi, Ai sthala kamalini ati trishnartaya madhupaya swamakrandam dasyasi nava. So he said that, oh land lotus. What is that? So this is called the flower, what you call marigold flower. So this marigold flower is called Sthala Kamala. So he's calling.
I thought it was rose, no?
No.
I heard Sthala Kamala is a rose.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was marigold. So it says Thala Kamalini, whatever it may be, rose or marigold or some other flower, but some flower. So says that this bee is very thirsty. Will you not give your honey to the thirsty bee? This is what he is saying. So Madhupaya Swamakarandam Dasyasi, now will you not give or not? So then the gopi is replying, saying Bho Brahmara Padminyaha Pati Surya eva na tu Brahmara. So he's saying that, oh bee, you should know that the husband of the lotus is sun and not the bee. So therefore, how can she give the madhu makaranda to bee? Tata katham tvam swam sviyam madhum payishyati. So how is this that this lotus is going to give its nectar to the bee? Because it is meant for the sun. So then Krishna replies, Bho Padmini, Padmini nam bhavati nam svabhava eva ayam yatta swapatim suryam sviya madhu naya payanti kintu tu patim brahmaram eva iti. So then Krishna says that, oh lotus flower, this indeed is the nature of you lotus flowers, that you don't give your nectar to your husband, the sun, but you give your nectar to the paramour, the bumblebees. Because sun doesn't take the nectar, it is the bees which take. So he says that you drop your husband and you only make the bees drink your nectar. So this is the Madhura Alap which he was saying. So tatastad alape naiva parajitaya vihasantya taya saya dhar madhupanadi vihara. And then he said vihara. After that they had their vihara vibhrami, means their play. So he says in this way, when the gopi was defeated by Krishna, then when she was laughing, he drank the nectar of her lips. So this is the vihara. Then another one he is saying, Evam va am janami mat samipastha nipataruttalam gachantim tvam mahadarpaka sarpo adashat. Then he told to other gopis that yes, I know certainly that when you were going under the Kadamba tree next to me, then there was a big snake there, very proud, and that snake bit you, and the snake was poisonous. Tadvishamte vaksthal paryantam udusarpat. So that poison has now come up to your chest, because poison spreads through the blood. Tadapi tvam kulvadhuttvadeva mam tadupshamam ne prachasi. And because you are a very chaste lady, therefore you are not asking me how to pacify the pain of this poison. Because when poison goes into the body burns, it's very painful. Tadaham dayalutvat swameva tvadantikam etya tadvishesh upshamakam mantram patham kartalabhyam tvadangam sanghatayami. But I am a very compassionate person. So although you are being very modest and shy, because you are a very chaste lady, you are not asking me, but how can I drop my compassion and just keep seeing you suffering like this? So therefore I come close to you and I am going to quell this poison by chanting of the mantra and then by massaging your chest with my hands. So then the poison will go away. Because that's how mantrikas do. They chant mantra, then they touch you, they blow some air on your head or wherever the problem is. You have seen that? So Krishna is also doing that. So then the gopi is saying, Bho bho jangalika namam sarpo adashat. Yam sarpo dasatisma tad gatrameva kartalabhyam sanghate. So gopi says that, oh, jangalika means the exorcist. He says, no snake has bitten me. Whoever has been bitten by snake, you go there and then rub her body with your hands. So then Krishna says, Bho kulangne tvadiya gadgad swaradeva visjwala kulatvam tab jyayate iti gyatvapi yadyapi ham tvam upekshe tada mam strivadho lagishyati iti atastad visham upsamishyami eva iti yuktva tasya vaksthale nakharpanidikam chakara. So he's saying that, look Gopi, I know you are a very chaste lady, you come from a very high class family, but I know that you are very much pained by the fire of the poison. And how I know is, I understand this from your faltering speech. You are not able to speak clearly. So this is the effect of the poison. And since I know it, and if I know it and still I become indifferent, then I will get the sin of killing a woman. Means I can save a woman because I know the mantra and I am not doing it. So I will become responsible for the death. Therefore I will not let you die like this. So therefore he went and he says, I will surely quell your pain. And I cannot see. So he went and then massaged the chest of the gopi. So this is what he is saying, vihara vibhrama. Tato vihara samprayoga, tato vibhrama kamundat. So then they unite together, and that is vibhrama, or madness out of love. So yaduktam, as it is said, chitta vritti anavasthanam shringarad vibhramo mata. So this is the definition of vibhrama, that where the chitta becomes unstable, anavasthanam, because of the love between nayak and nayika, that is called vibhrama. Tair virhavasthayam atishayena smrityarudhai akshiptani. So then it is said that akshipta chitta, akshipta chitta. So how their chitta is akshipta? Akshipta means attracted. Here he brings another meaning, that their chitta was thrown out. So how it is thrown out is, so he says, Tair vihar avasthayam atishayena, Tair virha avasthayam atishayena smrityarudhai rakshiptani. So remembering their pastimes in that intense state of separation, their chittas were akshipta, or out. So it was like this, that gopis were telling, akshipta chitta means also disturbed mind. Means his mind is bewildered mind. So the gopis are saying, Are kim iha kurudhve bahirbhuya pranapreshtham anveshtum gachata iti. Tiriskritya deheto nissaritani ve svachittani yabhes. So it is like as if gopis have kicked out their chitta from their body. They are saying, "Oh you, what are you doing here? Go outside and search for my lover. What is that you are just hanging around here and sitting quietly? Get out." So therefore, as if they have kicked out the chitta from their body to go and search for Krishna. The meaning is that their mind was searching for Krishna, and therefore it was as if the chitta is not in the body. Means they were unaware of their body or bodily needs or requirements, or they were unable to control. That is the meaning of vikshipta chitta or akshipta chitta. Therefore they are called here as pramada. Pramadaha prakarshena madhyantita. So intensely intoxicated, disturbed, bewildered, in these meanings, pramada. Tatascha unmadam prapya tadatmika tasyeva atmano manobuddhyadiyo yasham ta. So then they became tadatmika because of this unmad, this madness, which means tasyeva atmano manobuddhyadiyo yasham ta. As if Krishna's mind, Krishna's heart, Krishna's intelligence has become theirs. So tadatmika could mean whose minds are fixed on Krishna, but he is taking that Krishna's mind, intelligence entered into them. That's why they will imitate him. They'll start acting like Krishna. So tadatmika means they became one with Krishna. That is another meaning of tadeva atma. Yes. So tasya atma eva tasam. It is as if Krishna's atma entered into them, as if they became possessed by Krishna. So instead of remaining in their own identity, they became one with Krishna's identity. They identified with Krishna. This is the Prime Advaita. Nice. Kaivalya. Kaivalya ek prayojanam. Atastasta tadiya vividha cheshta jagrihu. And therefore they started enacting various activities which Krishna has performed, remembering them. Then they started behaving as if they are Krishna. So this is a very high state of unmad, where the person loses one's own awareness and thinks himself or herself as someone else. In madness also people do like that. Or sometimes they get intoxicated highly and they start behaving like that. So this is the state. So buddhi purvak grahanad anuchakrur ityartha. So he says that they started imitating Krishna Lila with their buddhi. So this is described here. गतिस्मित प्रेक्षण भाषणादिषु प्रियः प्रियस्य प्रतिरूढ़ मूर्तयः सावहन्तु अवलास्तदात्मिका नवेदिषु कृष्ण विहार विभ्रमः. So tadatmika avlaha Krishna vihara vibhrama nyavedishu. So these ladies who were Krishna vihara vibhrama, who were completely imitating the activities of Krishna, they started speaking to each other. How they were speaking? Asau ahamiti. I am he, I am Krishna. Started saying like this. Or Krishna is me, I am Krishna. So gati smita prekshana bhashanadishu pratirudha murda priya priyasya So these beloved gopis, they became like him, or his movements, his smiles, his glances, his speech, all this as if entered into them, and they started behaving like that, saying, I am Krishna. Because our body changes according to our emotions. So sometimes you see that husband and wife in their old age, they start looking like each other. Because they have been so long together and they think of each other, so they become like that. There is a story like that incident described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Mahaprabhu was sitting and he was in the mood of Radharani, and then he started turning into Radharani. His whole body changed. And Nityananda Prabhu was watching him, and then when he saw that he has even developed breast, then he just bowed down and went away. So this is very intense absorption out of love. So therefore here it is described that pratirudham murtaya, that they became like him. Their murtis, their bodies, they, even in their appearance, they started to appear like Krishna. And then they started speaking also, not only just appearing, because it was in the mind inside. The feeling also came like that. So this is described in this sloka. So this is also a type of anubhava described in Ujjal Nilmani. It is called Lila. Mohur avalokita mandana lila priyanukarnam lila ramyer vesha kriyadivi. So when you imitate the activities of the beloved by dressing like him, by acting like him, speaking like him, that is called Lila. It's a special type of anubhava. So that's what became manifest in the gopis. Tasya unmadasya praudhatve sati tasam avasthamaha gatiti. So this very unmad, this sanchari bhav, which was described in the previous verse, when this became very intense, that is being described in this particular verse. So priyasya gatyadishu purvakteshu pratirudham murtayo deha yasamta. So their body became fixed in the activities and behaviors of Krishna, means their bodies started acting like that. Adau priyasya gatismitadaya asan pratyekam murtau chittendriyadi mayam arudha. So first his movement, the way Krishna walks, they started walking like him. And then the way he smiles, they started smiling like that. Pratyekam murtau chitta indriyadi mayam arudha. So this bhava entered into their chitta and their senses. Tatastesu gatismitadishu asam murtischa pratyarudha. So first he's saying that first the feeling came inside the mind. Means they felt like acting or moving like him, walking like him, talking like him. And then it manifested in their bodies. So that is the meaning of pratirudh murtaya. That first in the mind and then manifested in the body. Tatascha unmadad eki bhave sati asau krishna evaham kimva aham eva krishna इत्यादि सावधारणा भावनाम विहाय असौ अहम कृष्णोऽहमिति रसास्वाद प्रौढ़िमयीम अवस्थां प्राप्य तदात्मिकः प्राप्त कृष्ण तादात्म्य न tu ahangaropasana vasadeva iti jayana. So then after that, when this bhava became one with their unmad, then the feeling came, asau Krishna evaham, that Krishna is me. First that's the feeling that Krishna is separate and that Krishna is me now. Kimva, or the next came, ahameva Krishna, I am Krishna alone, iti savdharana bhavanam vihaya. Asau aham Krishna, asau Krishna aham iti. So then this savdharana means this fixed thinking, and they gave up that, and then asau aham Krishna aham, that I am Krishna, I am Krishna. So they reached this very elevated state of relishing the rasa in separation. And tadatmika prapta Krishna tadatmya. So then they had tadatmya, or oneness with Krishna. So this oneness is not becoming exactly that, but oneness with difference. So that is called tadatmya. So they are still gopis only, but they are feeling as if they are Krishna. So therefore this is not same as ahangaropasana. So there is also ahangaropasana where devotee worships himself as the worshipable. Like it is described about Prahlad in Vishnu Purana, that he was meditating on himself as Nrsimha. So this is not that kind of meditation, because the sloka itself says Priya Priyasya ityukte. So the distinction itself is stated in the verse that Priya Priyasya pratirudha murtaya. Because in ahangaropasana there is no such distinction. Here, although tadatmya is there, but this is bhed sahishnu tadatmya. This is oneness with difference. And there one exactly thinks like that in ahangaropasana. So that of course is forbidden on the path of uttama bhakti. न्यवेदिषु परस्परम निवेदित वत्यः न तो वयम व्रजस्त्रिय मनागपि कापि जानन्ति स्म इत्यर्थ. So then they were talking to each other and they are saying that we are not Vraja woman, we are Krishna. He says, don't think that I am woman, don't think. We are all Krishna. So Krishna disappeared and then so many Krishna appeared here now through them. So he says, do you know that we are Krishna? Do you know this? Tatra hetu Krishna viharai smaryamanai vibhrame unmado yasam. So the cause here was because they were remembering the activities of Krishna and were in that state of unmada. So that unmada and this lila became one together. That is the description. So then when this went down little bit, this mood, which means that they are thinking they are gopis and not Krishna, then they start asking for Krishna. So this is described in the upcoming sloka, how they go and ask trees and river and birds and deers, everybody. So gayante uccairamumeva samhata vichakyurunmattaka-vadvanadvanam paprachurākāṣa-vadantaram bahir-bhūteṣu santam puruṣam vanaspatim. So So then they all got together and they started singing loudly about Krishna. Gayante uchchairamumeva samhata. And then they searched for him in their madness, going from one forest to another forest, vanadvanam. And they asked the trees about the Purusha who exists everywhere like the sky, inside and outside. Paprachur akashavadantaram bahiribhuteshu santam purusham. So in that mood of separation, they are inquiring from the trees and plants and creepers and animals, birds, that have you seen Krishna? You must definitely know where is Krishna. So yadacha sa tasam unmada swapraudhi manam vihaya mandi babhuva tadata ardha bhaya anusandhanavatyo yatha cheshtante sme tadvarnayati. So when this state of unmad, this state of madness came down, or the intensity became less, then they came to little bit of external awareness. In that state of unmad, there is no external awareness. They are absolutely in their internal state. So now they came halfway, ardha bahaya. So that means now they are not thinking that they are Krishna. And then they started searching for Krishna. So how they searched, that is being described in this and the following slokas. So first is that they were singing about him. Canto vichedena dukhinyo vayam vrajastriya tam anveshyama iti bahya anusandhanam. So they had the external awareness that we are in separation from Krishna, who is our beloved, and we are unhappy due to that separation. We are the women of Vraja and we are searching for him. So this is their external awareness. Samhata milita vanad vanam gacchante unmatta kavad ishadva unmatta iva. So they came together and they started singing. So they came together because they were also talking with each other or inquiring, or they are singing. Or when people are in the same state, they like to be together. Sometimes calamity unites people, right? If some big natural disaster happens, then people join together, try to help each other. So that's how they were also, because they all were in that pain of separation. So that's why they came together, trying to console each other, trying to share the feelings, and also singing. So that is the significance of Samhata Milita Vanadvanam Gachanti. Unmattak Vad Ishad Unmatta. So their intensity of madness is little down. Alparthe ka pratyada. Word should be Unmattavad. It is Unmattakavad. Ka is applied in the sense that it was less now. So whom are the searching? Purusham. Purusham Sri Krishnam Vanaspatin Paprachuriti Unmad Lakshanam. So what is the symptom of their madness? The symptom is that they are asking the trees about Krishna. So trees do not have a mouth to speak, do not have the ears to hear, nor the eyes to see. So what is the point? So this is how mad people talk. They see things which you cannot see. Right? They'll say, oh, he's coming, look. Don't you see that? He just now came and he told me this. They hear voices right? They hear voices and they see things which others don't hear or see. So that's how they are. So now they are seeing the trees also as human beings, and as if they are going to help them. So they are going to them. So if modern psychologists read this book, they will say these people all need to go to the mental hospital. Right? He will recommend them. And there are all the cases fit to go there, Otherwise they can be dangerous. So, nanu sarvamukhyaya vrindavaneshwarya saha krishnastada sukhena ramta evaiti janima kintu tadviraha dukkha unmatta nam asam gopinam unmada prashnadikam sa janati navaiti ato visinasti. So he says that the chief of all the gopis, Vrindavaneshwari, she was with Krishna and they are enjoying together. So now the question is that, was Krishna aware of this, about the suffering of these gopis? And then the gopis are going to ask these questions, will he hear these questions or not? So that's what he's saying, that Gopinam unmad prashnadikam sa janati na vai itiyato vinashtu. So Sukadeva Goswami says that no, he knows. That's why he gives the example of Akashavad. Akashavad Bahirantar. That he is like sky who is everywhere, Bahirbhutesu Santam Purusham. So that means he was also listening to all this and he was also witnessing. Although he was with Radha, but he was also knowing this. So bhuteshu sarveshu eva antaram bahischa akashvad vyapya santam tene Krishna swarupasya aparichinnatve api sarvagatatva tasam prashnadikam tatra tatreva alakshyamana shnoti eva iti dyotitam. So therefore it is indicated here that although Krishna was not visible there to anybody, but remaining invisible like the sky, he is present inside and outside everyone, and therefore he also heard the questions which gopis will ask to these plants and trees. And that's how he is also going to relish the mood of separation of the gopis. Because Krishna not only enjoys the union with gopis, he also enjoys separation. So he will also enjoy that, remaining invisible to the gopis. So this will be described in the next sloka, how they will go and ask questions. So I will stop here if there is any questions to ask.
Yes, Babaji, from yesterday I get with one question related to the kavis that
Related to
the kavis that explain and give us this perception. So what is the qualification that those kavis who bring us this experience of the reality require for doing that?
qualification? You have to first study a lot of Shastra, starting from Vyakaran, Nyaya, Vedanta. You have to actually know 18 Vidyas. Kavidis, they are the most learned people. So you have to study that, and then you have to also have Sahirdya for Lokika, and here for this you have to be a devotee, Uttam Bhakta.
So So in that sense, it means that those who bring us this like experience, even if it's by Sahitya explanation or Rasic explanation, they themselves experience this truth according to their mood, and in that way they express, in the way that they express, with some details or not, give us the like. Forgive us the information that we require for achieve that experience in that particular mood.
Yeah, I would not say that they experience it. I mean, it doesn't mean that they experience everything. Mm-hmm. That's why I said that they create, they envision it, you can say. And then they write. And they have also poetic ability. So that's very rare. Manusyatam durlabham loke. So to be a human being is rare, but more rare than that is kavitvam. Tatopi durlabharam kavitvam. There is a sloka like that. It's very rare.
Okay, thank you, Babaji. And even if Sukadeva Goswami is not writing this, but is exposing this, is he also considered as a kavi in that way?
Yeah.
Babaji, does the meter or chanda that the author uses also carry some meaning, or does it have any force in conveying the meaning which contains in the words? For instance, this chapter started with a different meter. So
yeah, meters also has relation to the mood. Okay, Bhushan.
Bhagavatam pronouns, I was just wondering that this very high state of Unmad, just complete absorption, is that an outcome? I mean, is it possible to attain that using just meditation or any sort of samadhi, or is it only an outcome of the intense mood of seva?
What samadhi?
So this Unmad, state of complete absorption in Krishna.
No, that doesn't happen like that.
Or even with yoga, it cannot happen. Only there might happen.
Yoga, there is no chance like that. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha.
No, but for example, Śrīmad-Bhāgavata.
No. This kind of state is somebody like gopis only can experience this. Purushottam Prabhu.
Maybe Bhushan is a gopi.
I mean, here it is collectively said to Ummad, but looks like that must be some variations in different groups of gopis. Certain will have certain high Ummad, and they will absorb, they think I'm a Krishna, and somebody will say I'm talking to other things. Isn't that like the true scenario basically?
Well, in the beginning I think they were all in that state where they thought they're Krishna, because it will also be described later on how they were acting. So when it came down that it could be different. But
some are acting as a Krishna and some are observing how they're acting in Krishna. Isn't that's a...
No, they were also participating in that. Tanmay.
I have a question about this Sarishma Veda, Tadatmya. That means that there is a difference, but one thinks one is not aware of the difference. So, and you mentioned that this is different from Mahanga Upasana, the concept there where there is. I guess one of the questions is what's the difference there, because there also the Bhinda is there.
No, they practice like that. Here the gopis are not practicing to be one with Krishna. It is happening out of love.
So that's the difference, the upasana.
Yeah. There it is their practice. Even when they know they are not, they want to be that. They meditate like that. So that is the difference. Here they will not when they are in their external state of consciousness, they will not say that we are Krishna. They would never think like that.
Right.
Okay.
And then the other question was about this identification. You mentioned, or Chakravarti Pad mentions that Krishna is inside them, against them, and then they identify with him. So the question is about the nature of this entry, I guess. In the case of the Jivas who became the gopis, we know that Paramatma is inside the Jiva, is interpenetrated, the two of them.
No, it is not like that. What he's saying is that they're meditating on Krishna so much. So because of meditation, Krishna is in them. Means it is in their minds. His speech, his looks, his acts, his words, they are so much absorbed in that as if Krishna has entered into them. And then they start acting like that.
Okay.
It's not.
His memory thoughts, the thoughts are there, but not actually Krishna is inside. Okay.
No, it's only because of the mood, the memory, the thinking, absorption.
Right.
Okay, anyone else? Okay.